Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in this AFK journey video, we're going to talk about Kulu, right? So a few days back, I released a few videos for Kulu's unit initial impressions, and I did mention that Kulu is viable for the AFK stage side, but I wasn't able to showcase it. And in today's video, as I'm pushing through my massive deficit stages on my global account right here, I've seen a lot of Kulu replays and there's some records over here. So we're gonna break down Kulu's usage in the highest deficit pushes, and you know why I see her being pretty decent moving forward if there's enough enemies that could actually be countered by her abilities in general, and whether or not you should pull for her. So right here we go through our deficit stages. Shabi over here, right, this is technically a smoky team with Lucius as well as Kulu right here, and then we have Castle. So two different replays with the same team idea but difference in unit, and let's see what Kulu does for the team in both replays. Okay, so this is the damage distribution. The main damage dealer is still smoky. Let's run through the replay right here. So at the start of battle, right, the wall from our dear Kulu here blocks out the initial advances of Harak as well as Pheromore. So this is one of the ways that Kulu is being used, and that is to stall out the initial offenses of your opponent's team, mostly teams with melee units, to give time for your other units to reach their win condition. Additionally, in this fight right here, because we're able to stall long enough, it doesn't matter whether or not Kulu is providing for the control or providing for the damage. We bought enough time such that Harak wasn't able to kill anyone on our team, and Harak's able to actually eat up his own allies, which increases our survival right here. Because this demolition zone ability of Kulu is permanent, right, this ability is actually really good against all these higher deficit stages where there's a whole bunch of melee units, because they can't touch your backline. And your backlines, like for example your Arden, your Tasi, might need some time to build up, and this is where having that Kulu demolition wall is really helpful. So let's run through the other replay, this time around with Lucius. Okay, right here. Okay, let's go through this replay. Yep, this one, and then let's run through the replay. Okay, so for this case we have Luca standing in the middle of the rock wall to be the tank. So one of the combos that I see the most with Kulu's demolition zone is having a very tanky mid shield to block out the entrance that your opponent can come through from. And then this is where most of the time is combined with Smokey. You'll buy enough time for your Smokey to actually get to the third ultimate without being interrupted or being killed by the opponent in general. So that's what I realized. Like, I've seen Kulu work with Torrent, just blocking the middle ground, and then there's also the Siren combo, which pulls the enemy away and pulls them to the other side to prevent any potential damage output. So that is the combo so far. Okay, so we're going to speed up this one and then see whether or not we got other replays to showcase. Okay, so right here another replay, this time around with obviously the Smokey and the Mauler team once again, but let's run through how Kulu works at the highest deficit level, right? So this is a stage where the Magma Golem right here, they hit really hard if they're able to touch your unit. So being able to block them off and then force them to funnel into that center spot is really good for you to push through all these really tough melee based stages right here. Obviously I think Kulu on the range stages might not be that good, because like the rock wall doesn't actually stop the advances of the enemy, but right here, as you guys can see, we bought just enough time to do it. And I think for this stage, right, Kulu doesn't even need to be super duper built up. Like, you don't need her at Paragon 4 for her to do what she does here. You just need one copy of her for the utility side. So should you go for Kulu to actually push through your AFK stage? I think one copy of Kulu to help you put the wall down, right? Because the wall is not affected by her stats, to block out the enemy and allow your other win condition to push through is viable. And if let's say you like her design and you want to use her more for the PvP side, you can actually push for higher tiers. So that's my current recommendation. I think she can work perfectly fine at one copy, because based on my experience so far, she's not used for her stats. She used for her demolition zone ability mostly to let you reach your other win condition. So it's perfectly fine if you don't pump her up, at least based off the current observation. So that's pretty much it. Just a simple showcase of Kulu's PvE potential at the highest deficit pushing side, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!